We're here once again in the beautiful Whistler Mountains in British Columbia on a stellar day. Every day is like this here, right? Every day is Bluebird Day.
Absolutely, that's what we tell people.
Yeah.
This is Paul Morrison, who is an exceptionally talented outdoor photographer, primarily ski photography, and really you were the forerunner in that field. You were the trendsetter.
Well, I don't know if I'd take credit for that, but I was lucky being in a big ski resort that was growing quickly, and we had a lot of Canada's best skiers and snowboarders coming here because of that position in the market. Yeah. So it was kind of custom made for somebody to step into a spot.
So were you a skier first or a photographer first?
Kind of neither. Went to Sheridan College in Oakville in a kind of a studio photography course, and I'd skied before that, so I guess I was a skier, but I wasn't a very good one. My friend actually had a business in Banff doing the ski week photos. Right. You know, the souvenir pictures.
Okay, right.
So he invited me to come to Banff, and I did that for a year. And when my next deal was with Whistler Mountain, and I had a contract, and it was for $250, and I think I had 20 rolls of film.
Wow.
That was my start. So yeah, those pictures would have been amongst the first published.
So over that long career, you've had a number of adventures, and I understand you were caught in an avalanche one time.
Yeah, I had that misfortune. It was both the most unlucky and luckiest day of my life, because I got swept over a cliff that was not vertical, but about 70 degrees, and the avalanche took all the snow off the rock, and I tumbled down 700 or 800 vertical feet of rock and survived.
And why was it the luckiest day?
I didn't die.
I guess any avalanche you can walk away from is a good avalanche.
I kind of view every day after that as bonus time.
The other interesting thing I read about the avalanche was that you went back and you found all your gear.
Well, I didn't. I went home. This happened in February, and March, April, May, June. 1st of July, the phone rings, and a girl that trains avalanche dogs up in Whitehorse, because it happened up in Athlone, BC. She phoned up and said, I think the snow's probably melted off your gear if you want me to go get it. So I paid for her flight into the spot, and she and her friend hiked up and found my 2 skis, 2 poles, camera pack, everything in a pile. Wow. It had all tumbled down the hill together and was sitting in a circle like smaller than this. And they all worked.
That's amazing.
All the lenses, they figured it might have been under as much as 40 feet of snow.
For the type of photography you do, especially because you're doing one topic, do you ever get bored, or is there a certain thing that just compels you that you have a certain love for it, or is it just about money, just a job?
No, it's not about money.
Yeah. Exactly.
At one point it paid pretty good, but in recent years there's so much competition and various other things happening in the industry makes it it's not as lucrative as it once was.
That's right.
So that's a down, but
do you think a person can still make a good living from photography?
The top guys in the industry are probably making more than ever, probably, the guys who are really busy. But I think on average we've all probably taken some sort of hit, probably just as a generality.
Well, there's less clients, less publications.
And a vast number more photographers.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of really talented young photographers coming up. And hats off to them. It's not sour grapes, it's just a fact of life. You're competing with some really energetic, really talented people. And then, so obviously the pie is going to be split more,
But how do you think then over the 30 some odd years you've kept kind of ahead of the curve, kept working? Do you think it's a certain style you have, or?
Well, I think a lot of it gets back to being in Whistler, which is kind of like an epicenter of our sport.
Right. When you're shooting with top athletes or whatever field you are in, you're at the epicenter of that field. Are you reacting to the athletes, or are they reacting to you? Are they setting up something for you?
It's a collaboration.
Right.
They'll point out something that looks really great from their point of view as an athlete, but they might not understand the light.
Right.
And you'll say, well, you know, that's good, but maybe we should come back to that and do this first where the light's really good. And so a lot of times there's give and take when it's not.
So you're chasing the light across the mountain, basically.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially this time of year because the days are so short. It's probably one of the nicest times of the year to shoot because the sun's so low in the sky. Like, look at where it is now. It's
Right,
So right
no,
now,
it's
this is
cutting
peak,
us in half.
so this is like peak time for you to actually go up there and be making real money.
well,
And here you are on our free little YouTube channel.
No.
So what's the best piece of advice about shooting in the mountains?
Well, if you want to shoot high action ski photography, work with the best people you can work with. Get up early, stay out late, and maybe don't worry about the middle of the day quite so much. You know, learn your craft and watch what other people are doing. Never copy another person without acknowledging that you've copied them. All the pictures I thought were really good, I cut out and kept in a book and tried to figure out how that other person did that.
Right, yeah.
And you know, not with the intention of copying, but from the intention of learning what was good and what wasn't good.
Right.
You know, why this picture maybe sold and mine didn't sell. You know, things like that.
So this is your playground, this is your work area. What's the best and worst about being up here working?
Oh, now there's a soul-searching question. The best thing about here is just being here. Like, I think that any time you can make a living and be exactly kind of where you want to be, that ranks pretty high.
What's the focus going to be like on the
I
camera?
fell into your hole.
Hope we got that on video.